Thanks for tuning in to another video, and if you've been looking for a durable, feature-packed smartwatch with a great battery life that is not going to break the bank, then you might want to look into this one. This is the KOSPET TANK M4. This has all the usual fitness tracking. It does have an upgraded dual-band GPS. You can store music on this. It has offline maps and support for GPX routes. Now the software might change a little bit because I am reviewing this watch before the official launch date, which is on October 17th. And the price is going to be $209.99 in the United States. Check out my description for the best price and some discount codes. So let's talk about the build quality. Well, this is a stainless steel unibody, and that makes it fully sealed for extreme weather resistance, strength, and of course, corrosion protection. It has Corning Gorilla Glass 3 on the front and the back, and KOSPET delivers the watch with a pre-installed screen protector for that little extra peace of mind, so that's nice. And this is certified to meet 20 US military 810H standards. So it's rated for 10 atmospheres and IP69K, and this means that it is waterproof for high pressure water and condensation. So this is definitely ready for any extreme environments that you're going to be going into. It also supports scuba diving up to 45 meters. Now, as I said, this is the KOSPET TANK M4, and it has the rectangular screen. If you like the round design, well, you can get the sister watch, which is the KOSPET T4, which is the same thing, but with a round design. And they both will have the 4 buttons, 2 on each side. And again, everything else is the same except the round and the rectangular screens. And this watch also does have a mic and a speaker, so that means you can make phone calls on this. This is the black version, but both watches do come in a black and a silver version. KOSPET watches are compatible with both Apple and Android. And let's talk more about the screen. You got an AMOLED display here. It's 1.43 inches on the Tank T4, that is the round one. But on this one, which is the Tank M4, you get a 1.96 inch screen. And it goes up to 1000 nits of brightness. And you also do get an ambient light sensor. And the resolution of the screen is 410 by 502 with a PPI of 331. Now you know from my other videos that most watches with the ambient light sensor, for me, they keep the screen too dim. And obviously they do that to save battery, but it's just a little frustrating. So then I usually just turn it off and use the manual brightness, and that's kind of a pain. But this is one of the few watches that actually keeps the screen bright, and it was very visible in any lighting situation that I had, and I was really happy with the ambient light sensor on this watch. Now, if this video is helpful at all, or you just like to hear my voice, please consider subscribing and liking. I would really appreciate it. Now, right back to the video here. So a lot of durable watches have proprietary bands, and sometimes you even need a special tool to get them out, which is kind of a definitely negative for me. But the Tank M4 uses a standard 22mm band. Right here, you got the quick pins. You just pop them out and put any band that you want in there. So let's talk about the battery, because that is another big selling point of this watch, the durability and the battery life. Now, KOSPET says that this watch will fully charge in about 2 hours. I actually got a lot less than that. It was just over an hour and a half for me. And KOSPET says you're going to get up to 15 days with regular use. Now, for me, I'm averaging about 12 days, so pretty close to that. Now, if you use it for heavy use, which means a lot of GPS, a lot of screen on time, if you have the always on display, any of those things, then you're going to definitely get less, but even with heavy use, you should get 9 to 10 days. And I also did use this with all the sensors on. I did use this for sleep tracking, but I did have the always on display off. And again, I averaged about 12 days. So when you talk about the watch battery, we got to talk about the battery charger. And this is actually a really nice one. You got the USB-C right here. You got the pins on the front here. And then what makes this nice is the magnets are very strong, which is great. But then also you could just put this on here, and the way the watch band is, it could just lay flat and you could be charging this, which is really nice. Now, a little extra that KOSPET has is if you want to buy this accessory, this is a battery charger. This has 850 milliamp hour battery built in. So between the watch and you could carry this little charger with you, you got weeks and weeks of battery charge. And if you look here, you can put a little lanyard in there, and it comes with a little lanyard that you could just put in here, and then you could wear this on your neck. You could attach it to your key ring, whatever you want. And the actual charger does come with that as well. So again, you could attach this to your keychain, something like that. So if you're traveling, real easy to have this where you need it and you don't lose it. Okay, let's talk about navigation quick. So one thing I really like about this watch is a couple of things, but with the navigation, I like the quick toggles. So if you just swipe down here, you get these quick toggles, and you get 2 pages of them, right? So that's great. But then look at this. These are all the quick toggles these are the ones you can minus, but these are all the ones that you can add. And it's not just a quick toggle, some of them are just apps that are on there. So I'll just show you here. So look right here, you got a timer. So you don't have to climb to the app menu to try to find it, you just click it. Actually, that's the stopwatch, sorry. And the timer's right here. But there you go. So there's apps right here built in the quick toggle, so you can put whichever ones you're going to be using a lot right on top, which is really great. And again, very easy to find it. Now, I'll go through the app list later, but it's right here. You get your apps just by pushing the top button. Now, if you push and hold the top button, you open up the power menu, right? And the bottom button here is nothing by default. But you can customize it, and I customize it just to open up my exercises. And I'll show you the available exercises in just a moment. Of course, swiping over this way, you're going to get your notifications. So KOSPET does the widgets a little bit differently on this watch. So if you swipe up, you're going to get your widget, and you can see here, these are the ones that I have. And then you could just scroll through them very quickly. And these are all editable, and there's a lot actually that you can add. So I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Okay, now I'm going to show you one other cool thing here, and this is the app themes. KOSPET has this on their other watches, and it's just a lot of different ways you could lay out your apps. So I'll just show you these really fast. This is the list. Okay, you got the icon and you got the words. That's one way to do it. And then if you swipe down here, right here is where you can quick toggle them. So again, that's list. Let me go to grid view here. And then that's what they're going to look like. This is called honeycomb. This one is halo, and this one's actually kind of cool. I mean, really cool, right? That's neat. And I'm just showing you these really quick here, but this is the thumb wheel, which is actually also very cool. You can swipe it over there, and then you also get the text to see what the app is, which is great. And then this is waterfall. So those are the 6 app themes that you can have, and I think that's actually the most I've ever seen on a watch, so that's kind of cool customization that you can do. So let me talk about the memory real quick on here. You get 32 gigabytes of storage, and you can see here you got 30 available, which is a lot. KOSPET says that's 5,000 songs. I didn't do the calculations, but I assume that's about right. And 100 offline maps. So this is really great if you want to pair your earbuds on here. You could download, again, 5,000 songs on here, and then you can go ahead and listen to your music while you're out on your run or your bike ride, and you can leave your phone at home. Okay, so let's talk about some of the fitness features here. And I'm going to show you some of the features that are available on the app here. And the app that you need is an upgrade. This is going to be the Apexmove app, and that's right here. Let me click on that. Okay, and then this is the home page that you have, and you could edit this. So this is the information that's there. We hit edit, and this is everything that's available. And then, of course, you could move this stuff up and down, depending on how you want. And then the other cool thing is that you can see this little icon right here, where you can make it into a little box like this, or you can make it take up the whole length of the display. So if I just click yes, you can see some of these take up the whole length, but some of them are tiny like this. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of a unique customization that you can do. But again, we're going to get into some fitness stuff. So let's get into here. I got to get into KOSPET Tank. I just hit this. And then I'm going to get into health monitoring. And this is not really a tips and tricks video. I'm just going to show you where a couple of things are, just so you know the features that are available. And if you have the watch, you'll be able to find some of these things. So we click on this. Now, the KOSPET is really nice because you have 24-hour monitoring of your heart rate, your SpO2, your stress level, and your mood. Some watches don't allow you to do that. The other nice thing is that you have manual measurements of all of those sensors. And you can also do it with a one-tap measurement. So the one-tap measurement is in your watch apps. And right here, you just click on it, and this is what you're going to get. Your heart rate, your SpO2, your stress, and your mood. So let me just show you the heart rate settings here. We click on this. Again, you can have the 24-hour on and off, and you can cycle it, or basically, how frequent you want it to take measurements. Those are your options. So I just changed the display here just so you can see everything. But you got the high heart rate alert and the low heart rate alert, and you could also set these. So if I turn this on, I click on this, and then I can pick whatever I want, which is great. Okay, so let me go to the blood oxygen. Same thing, you got the 24-hour on and off, and then you can change the amount of frequency you want. And then you got the low oxygen reminder right there. Stress, same thing, but this one you can't change the cycle for some reason. Again, this is pre-release software, so there might be an update to add a little bit more to that. But most watches measure the stress like every 30 minutes, so that's kind of in line with everything else. And then we got the mood. And again, that's every 30 minutes as well. You also get female cycle tracking on this. Okay, let's talk about some of the workout features here. So, as promised, I'm going to show you all the exercises that are on this watch. And I'm going to scroll through them kind of quickly, though. So if you need to see anything in particular, go ahead and pause and go through it. But you can see here the scuba diving. We do have pool swimming and open water swimming, which is nice. So obviously this is meant to be used in the water. And you do get 6 sport movements, which is basically 6 Autodetects on here. So you're going to get walking, running, cycling, elliptical trainer, rowing machine. Okay, I'm trying to go through these quick, but there's a lot here, right? There's even more water sports here. Take an escalator. Okay, that's a good one. Other thing is, if you want to add any of these exercises, all you need to do is hit the plus, and that will come to your exercise list that's on the watch. And you can also move these around if you want. Let me just get up to the top. If you want to move this up here, you just hold it and kind of move it to its new location, right? There you go. So super easy to adjust these and move them around, which is nice. And then if you don't want to scroll through all of them, or you have a particular exercise that you're interested in finding, you just type in the spot right up here. Now, another nice feature that I know a lot of people want, and it's not on every watch, but you can have the screen stay on during your workout. So let me show you how to do that. You're just going to go into settings here, and it's in display. Sometimes it's in, workout settings, but this is in display. Just click on here, and there you go. Screen on during workouts. You can just toggle that on and off. I'll also point out that you do get two features here. You get the raise to wake, which obviously every watch has, but you could also tap to wake, which is not on every watch. And then if you wanted to cover the screen to turn it off, you just tap right here. This was off by default, but if you wanted to have that feature so that when you cover the screen, it turns off, that's where it is. And of course, you do get sleep tracking on this. You get your familiar graph right here, and it gives you all your stages, your deep sleep, light, REM, and awake times, and it gives you a percentage. It also gives you the duration that you were in each stage, so that's nice. And you also have your naps, and again, all the information is right here. Okay, now there is also a couple of sleep features that are really nice on this watch. Let me just show you that so you can see what it looks like. So you go into settings here, and it's going to be in sleep mode. Just click on that. Now you can schedule the sleep mode to be activated. And sleep mode basically means you're not going to get any incoming calls or notifications except your alarm. And also it will turn off the raise to wake. So if you ever had a watch, all of a sudden the screen turns on, it gets super bright, and it lights up the room and wakes you up or your partner up, this will turn that off if you want. And again, you could schedule it, so if you have a regular schedule, it will be activated, but you could also smart activate. So basically when the watch detects that you're sleeping, it will activate the sleep mode, which is, again, a nice feature in case your sleep schedule is a little irregular. Now, the sleep display, you can turn this on, and basically what this is, it gives you a nice kind of quiet screen to look at. So let me just show you what that looks like. I'm just going to simulate sleep time here. And again, I scheduled it so I could turn it on here during the day. I usually don't sleep during the day, or I don't admit that I do that. And if I try to wake up the screen, that's what I'm going to get. So I'm just going to get a nice quiet screen. It's just going to give me the time and the alarm that I have, but it's not going to be a big bright watch face that you normally have on the watch. So that's kind of a nice feature. Okay, now you also do get a couple of extra sensors on here. You get an ambient temperature sensor. There's the temperature sensor, and this is the ambient temperature sensor. So it's actually not supposed to be a skin temperature from what I understand. You also do get a compass on this. Let me show you that one. And this is what the compass looks like. Does what it's supposed to. Let me show you the barometric altimeter. So this is the altimeter right here. And you do get that. And then if this is not 100% right, you could actually just kind of fix it like that, or you could use GPS to find it. And that was a great segue to GPS. So you do get a dual frequency 6 satellite positioning GPS on here, and you also do get an on-body pedometer-based dead reckoning, and you also get a 6-axis gyroscope. So basically, all these features work together, so if you are in an area that has low GPS signal, like some sort of valley, or if you're around a lot of buildings or trees, then the other sensors on the watch will kick in and hopefully give you more accurate location data. Now, I didn't really test this too much because I'm in a big open area, but the GPS worked great for me. Now, the other nice thing is that you can adjust the GPS and decide how accurate you want it to be, because if it's less accurate, you're going to use less battery. So let me just show you that. We're going to go into settings here, right here, and then we're going to scroll down to workout settings. Click on that, and then GPS settings right here. And again, you get high accuracy, a balance mode, so the watch will kind of detect what it needs, basically, switch back and forth between power saving, which is on the bottom, and the high accuracy, which is probably the best one. But if you know you're in a big open area, then go ahead and put it on power saving and see if that's accurate enough for you. And again, you'll save some battery. Now, you also do get offline maps on this, and it does support GPX files. As of now, you have to download the maps through your computer, but the KOSPET app does walk you through how to do it. Okay, so I was going to start talking about the smart features of this watch, and I was going to show you what the phone calls and texts look like, but there was just one other thing I wanted to show you while I was fooling around with this. I lowered the volume of the watch so the ring wouldn't be so loud during the phone call. So let me just show you your options for that. So if we go into settings here, and we're going to go down to sounds and vibration, and obviously you could have it turned off if you want, But you got the volume right here. You could adjust that easily. But then also you have ring types and vibration types. So if you hit ring types, you could do it for the different alerts that you have. So if you hit calls, these are your options. Again, keep in mind this is a pre-release unit here, so the software might be changing and you might get some more options here. But as of now, you have this. So if you wanted to have, a special ring for your alarm or a special ring for a call, you can do that. And then vibration types, you got features here. You got weak and strong. Then you could set it for calls, notifications, alarms, workout, and other. And again, you could set it for a different vibration if you want. So this way you don't even have to look at your watch and you can see what the notification would be. Okay, let me show you what a phone call looks like. So there you go. I have to blur out the number there. And if you had the contact information, which you can download to the watch, it will show you who's calling. And I could answer it, I could end it, but then I could also decline it with a quick reply, which is nice. And you could adjust these in the app very easily. And let me show you what a text looks like. So that's the text. You don't get every emoji, as you can see there, but you do get a lot of them. Now, the other issue is that, and also you can see here, the screen will light up and it will give you a vibration alert, so you can see actually what the notification is without actually doing anything. You just look at your screen and it will light up and you can see what's going on. But I can't reply to this as of yet. You should be able to do quick replies with this like you could do on the phone. But again, I think that's just waiting for a software update to get that fixed, and you should be able to do that. And I do get a lot of comments in my videos about what notifications the watch can receive. Or you can see here, you can turn on any one of these if you want. So it does support a lot of them. And then of course, if you click on this will open up all your apps that you have on your phone. And you can toggle on if you want the notification sent to your watch or not. Again, more notifications will use up more battery. But if you want to hear about a specific app, you could certainly do that. Okay, now you saw throughout the video I changed my watch face a few times. There are a lot of watch faces for the KOSPET here, and it does provide a pretty good variety, I think. So I'm just going to scroll through here. If you click on a category, you can click on this and it opens up more, but I'll just show you some of these here. There is a lot. Some of them are paid. They're just $1. I haven't seen any more than $1. And then you could just see all these that are available. The watch can hold up to 6 watch faces in addition to the default watch faces. And if you try to add more, it'll just tell you to delete one of them that is already there. But you can see here, there's a lot of different options. And then, of course, some of them are the dynamic watch faces, as I showed you. And if you have one that you're interested in, you just click on it. It just gives you more details on the watch face, which is nice. Now, of course, this is an AMOLED display, and there is an always-on display. So let me just show you that. So let me go into settings here, right here, and then always-on display right here. And we could follow the current watch face. So whatever watch face is on there, it will just show you like a minimized always-on display. So it just gives you the pertinent information and dims out the rest. Or you could customize it and pick one that's built in here. And of course, it's telling you it's going to cost more battery life, but that's okay. So we select this, and you can enable it here if you want. So you could have it on just during the day, and when you're sleeping, it turns off. But then you can select the style. These are the ones that are built in, so no matter what your watch face is, this could be your always-on display. So these are your always-on display. Let me just scroll through them. There's actually several. And again, the digital, and you do have some analogs there, so a lot of different options. And that's it. Kind of cool, right? Okay, and I did say I was going to show you the apps, so let me just scroll through those quick here, and you can see what's available. And you can make a phone call from the watch, obviously, if you click on that. You could have your contacts downloaded to the watch, so you could just click on the person's name. You got your call logs, and you do have a keypad, and you have an emergency SOS feature on this watch as well. You do got a calculator, which is very nice. Not every watch has that. And we just scroll through here. And you get a walkie-talkie feature here. So this I didn't test because I don't have any friends with a KOSPET watch, or okay, I have no friends. But this is kind of a cool feature so that if you all have KOSPET watches, I'd assume you could talk to each other. If you did test this out, please leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear how it worked. And let me just go into some more here. And there you go. Okay, that's the end of my review, and I'd love to hear from you. So what do you think about the new KOSPET Tank M4? Are you planning on buying it? Which features are you looking forward to? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider subscribing and liking. Greatly appreciated. Thank you.